Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for your patience. I'm so sorry. I had to pick up the last osonai from Mitsuwa Market, and that was ready at 4. I got there at just a little after 10:30, and the guy said, "Oh, I just finished it." So I'm really grateful um, for your patience and understanding while I got ready. That was just the last thing that needed to be picked up for today. So I apologize for that. So without any further ado, let's begin today's Ikigami Konkō Daijin 140th anniversary passing of the founder, the 130th year passing of Shijin-sama, the second Konkō-sama, the 60-year passing of the third Konkō-sama, Reverend Setsune Konkō, for this fall grad ceremony. So let's begin with a prayer of sincere Tonitsugu. Chido Haire, 4 sincere claps. Prayer of sincere Toritsugi. I am a Konkō-kyo believer. I believe in Ikigami Konkō Daijin, Tenchi Kane no Kami. I've come today to practice my faith, appreciate and acknowledge the blessings, favors, and interventions of Tenchi Kane no Kami, honor the ancestors, and learn more about the faith of Konkō Daijin. As I learn more about the heart of Tenchi Kane no Kami, I nurture the faith of my spiritual family. Thus, I boldly confess that my mind is alert, my heart is receptive, and I will never be the same as long as I practice the faith and receive Toritsugi. Ikigami Konkō Daijin sama, Tenchi Kane no Kami sama. Thank you. Haire. Chido Haire, 4 sincere claps. Amatsu no Rito. Takama no haran ni kamuzumarimasu. 冠冠のみこともちてすめみおやかむいざなぎのみことつくしのひゅうがんの立ち花のおどんのあわぎはらにみそぎ洗いたまうときにあれませる払いどんの狼たちもろもろのまがごと積みけがれを払いたまい清めたまえとものよしおはまつかみくにつかみやおよろずの神たちともに雨のふちこまの耳振り立ててきこしめせとかしこみも申す。大ぬさ行事 purification rite. With each wave, may each and every one of your diseases and discomforts, pain and sufferings, and all impurities and negativities be dispelled to the great and vast universe. Allow each and every one of us to be in the purest state of mind, as we are favored, blessed, and protected by the great love, virtue, and energy of Tenchi Kane no Kami. Please bow your heads in prayer. 慎みて、Ikigami Konkō Daijinの御前に間を割く。今より、教祖140年、詩人様130年、三代金光様、金光節種の君60年のお年柄のIkigami Konkō Daijin大祭を執り行わんとす。教祖金光大臣をはじめ、歴代金光様、金光教大阪教会、一広教会、玉溝屋教会、サンフランシスコ教会、ワヒアワ教会、各教会主代教会長歴代教会長の御徳をすがり申し、今日の見祭り使え祭らんとす。これ使え祭る岩さざ、清くおごそかに、おろがみ祭る信奉者もろもろ、おのおも身を正し、 心新たにいただかしめたまえと、半取り次コインネギ立て祭りて、かしこみもまおす。Yami Konkō Daijin, I seek your Toritsugi for today's service. Today, we conduct the Autumn Grand Ceremony, honoring, memorializing, and appreciating the 140th year of Kyoso Konkō Daijin's passing, the 130th year passing of the second Konkō-sama, Konkō Shijin, and the third Konkō-sama, Reverend Setsutane Konkō's passing. As someone without virtue, I seek to receive and cling to the virtue of Konkō Daijin, the successive Konkō-samas, as well as the founding and past head ministers of the Konkō churches of Osaka, Michihiro, Tamamizu, San Francisco, and Wahia for today's service. Today, the believers and I come together with our hearts, bodies, and minds refreshed, purified, and ready for today's service. Thank you. Now, please raise your heads. Please open your prayer books to page 3 for the Kami prayer. Reverently we pray, the brilliance of heaven, the richness of earth. Time flows without cease, years pass without end. In heaven and earth is a life that nurtures all. In heaven and earth is a truth that orders all. For this wondrous form, for these wondrous works, let us praise Tenchi Kane no Kami. Let us praise the divine parent of the universe. Kami loves and cares for all humanity, all those who live between heaven and earth. To revere Kami as divine parent, to live in Kami's infinite blessings, this is the way. Yet many, not knowing the way, are lost in greed and selfishness. They suffer the cycle of misfortunes. Great is Kami's sorrow. Our founding father, Konkō Daijin, suffered many trials in this world, but held fast to faith and sincerity. He received Kami's great blessing and began a life of mutual fulfillment of Kami and humanity. Humbly we pray. The divine parent's great wish was thus fulfilled. Konkō Daijin accepted the call to mediation that leads to the mutual benefit of Kami and humanity. By day, he taught the way of faith to all who sought him, expounding the blessings of heaven and earth. And he knew not the coming of night. By night he prayed for those who grieved, seeking salvation for all who suffered. And he knew not the dawning of day. Though years passed and the world changed, he did not waver from his task, divine task of mediation. Thus was given the sacred Tenchi Kakitsuke, the guiding principle for our daily life. Divine favor was thus renewed, and blessings flowed universally, establishing the way of eternal prosperity, the way of mediation of Ikigami Konkō Daijin. By this wondrous revelation, we are given knowledge of the way. Through all the hardships of this world, through pain of body and soul, the way of mediation teaches us to turn our hearts to Kami. Without regard for day or night, whether we are near or far, the way of mediation teaches us to pray with total trust. For living unaware divine favor, we offer our sincere apologies and pledge to mend our ways. Let us live our faith every day, seeking and rejoicing in your divine favor. Let us care for those in pain and invite them to the way. Let us guide those who are lost and awaken them to a life of purpose. Kami is fulfilled in us. We are fulfilled in Kami. May this way of mutual fulfillment be manifested in this world. May Kami's wish for true peace and the well-being of all people be fulfilled. So we humbly pray. So we earnestly pray. Please bow your heads in prayer. ことあげ祭るも尊き天地金の神のお広前Ikigami Konkō Daijin on 前に金光教三礼ご教会かしこみも間を咲く On this October 29th, 2023, the Kyoha Shinto Konkō Church of San Diego's worship hall, we, your beloved children, offer our hearts of appreciation for allowing us to hold the Ikigami Konkō Daijin grand ceremony. Ikigami Konkō Daijin-sama, you were born the second son of Juhei and Shimokandori. Even as a child, you were deeply spiritual and religious. You were respectful to the various kamis and Buddhas. You were later adopted by Kumejiro and Iwakawate. Albeit you left your home in the Urami village, you frequently visited your birth parents, never forgetting your roots. From the age of 23, you experienced many hardships in your life, such as the passing of family members. At the age of 42, you experienced a near-death experience, but were saved through your sincere and conscientious faith in Kami. Each experience allowed you to develop and live a life of sincerity, which in turn gave you the opportunity to meet our parent Kami and deepen your relationship with Tenchi Kane no Kami. Through your practice of faith, you taught the world how to live a life in which Kami and humanity support one another. On November 15th, 1859, you accepted the divine directive, or the Rikkyo Shinden, that said there are many like yourself who have sincere faith in Kami but are still suffering. Help them by performing Toritsugi. With these two simple sentences, parent Kami placed all hope in you. You had a choice to make at this pivotal juncture in your life, and you chose to stop farming and dedicate your entire life to serving Kami by turning your home into a worship hall and by performing Toritsugi, even at the disapproval and displeasure of those around you. You prayed for each person who came seeking Toritsugi. Then you shared Kami's heart and teachings for them. You taught them to live the teachings as it from the third Gorikai. Just listen to the teachings is not enough. You should develop faith within yourself. Those who listened to your words and practiced faith soon began to help others by performing Toritsugi in their own homes. In this manner, the way of Toritsugi was opened and spread within and outside of Japan. Due to your sincere and conscientious faith in Kami, on September of 1868, you received the highest divine name, Ikigami Konkō Daijin. On October 10th, 1873, Kami-sama made it clear that you were sent to the world to serve in Tenchi Kane no Kami's place in order to save those suffering. As the world around you became increasingly severe, you began accepting each hardship as a lesson. By accepting everything as the working of Kami, our universal parent supported you in your faith practice. You developed and modeled a relationship where parent Kami depended on you and you were dependent on Kami. This is known as Aiyo Kakyo. On September 21st, 1883, Kami-sama revealed, "For the sake of all people and for the beloved children, with a prayer, I will take you from this world where you have no more limitations and will be able to save people throughout the world through Toritsugi. This is for the eternal dignity of Konkō Daijin." Thus, on October 10th, 1883, you passed away, and that day has since been called Konkō Daijin Day. Ikigami Konkō Daijin-sama, you sacrificed greatly while you were living in order to show us the beauty in having a relationship with Kami. You created the pathway to happiness for each of us. Your sacrifice allows us to be responsible for our mistakes, our meguri, sins, while at the same time opening up a way for Tenchi Kane no Kami and humanity to become closer and receive Kami's favor. And this year just happens to be the 140th year of the ultimate sacrifice that you made to become one with Kami. Ikigami Konkō Daijin-sama, you made a promise to all of us, saying, quote, "Although my form may not be seen, I will go wherever I am asked to help the people," end quote. Thus, your sacrifice opened the way of Ikigami Konkō Daijin's Toritsugi to be born and has been handed down from generation to generation for over 160 years. We know that whether we are near a church or not, all we need to do is your name, and you promised us you will be there. We offer our hearts of love and appreciation to you, Ikigami Konkō Daijin, for this most sacred of promises and for choosing to serve Tenchi Kana no Kami. Because of you, there was a Reverend Shirakami Shinnichiro. There was a Reverend Sadashichi Inagaki. There was a Reverend Yasutaro Yukawa. There was a Reverend Shigeru Yukawa. There was a Fumio and Fumiko Matsui. There was a Reverend Norikazu Yukawa. There is a Konkō North San Diego County gathering. There is a Konkō Church of San Diego. There is a Chula Vista Kosha. However, today we also honor the second Konkō-sama, Shijin Konkō, as this year marks the 130th anniversary of his passing. Shijin-sama, you sat in the mediation seat upon Konkō Daijin's passing. Albeit your tenure was a short 10 years, you are noted for your strict teachings, as well as nurturing the faith of believers who wanted to spread the teachings throughout Japan, most notably the Reverend Matsuhei Katsura and the Reverend Tokusaburo Hata. Shijin-sama, you were the epitome of having a faith life, as you often remarked that after you would step down from the okekkai, your parent, Konkō Daijin, would come forth and pray before the altars. You also knew that English was to be an important language, and had your son, Setsutane Konkō, learn it at a very young age. Kami-sama used you to help not only those suffering, but to prepare your son, Setsutane, for his destiny after your departure. And we are grateful for all that you have done and continue to this day and beyond. This time we also thank you for being there at the San Diego Church and Chula Vista Kosha, praying for the believers and their hearts, requests, apologies, and appreciation that is penned in the Gokinencho. Today we also honor the third Konkō-sama, the eldest son of Shijin Konkō, the Reverend Setsutane Konkō, as this is his 60th year since passing. Sandai Konkō-sama, you were born on August 5, 1880 to Ieyoshi and Kyo Konkō. After the demise of your father in 1893, and after his 10-day service, at the age of 13, you assumed the role of spiritual mediator. Albeit at first you cried, you slowly came into your role and fulfilled your goyo for 70 years. Upon assuming the role as spiritual patriarch, you were not a minister at the time, as there was no seminary. However, on December 27, 1893, at the recommendation of Hagio Konkō, who was the Archbishop of Konkō-kyo, a special ordination was done to allow you to become a minister, especially since you could not leave the okekkai. During your tenure, the Konkō faith would be at its peak, with over 1 million believers. Due to Japan's expansion into Asia, ministers were sent east to help those in places such as Korea, China, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and even Singapore. It would be in the late 1920s that headquarters would send the Reverend Kokichi Katashima to the United States and the territory of Hawaii at the request of believers living in those areas. From there, you sent the Reverend Nikimatsu Hideshima to Seattle to be a guinea pig of sorts, to learn what needed to be done to send future ministers to the West. You passed away in 1963 at the age of 83, and your son, the Reverend Kagamitaro Konkō, assumed the position of spiritual patriarch. Today, we come together to celebrate and honor not just Konkō Daijin, but also Shijin-sama and the Reverend Setsutane Konkō. We offer our hearts of love and appreciation for the three of you, for whom without there would be no Konkō-kyo. It is through your sincerity and gentle nature that you follow Tenchi Kano Kami without question. We give thanks for the success of Konkō-samas who have continued Ikigami Konkō Daijin's Toritsugi for 6 generations, and we pray that we will realize the favor and blessings we have in our lives, as well as share this faith with others. As your precious children, we will do our best to renew ourselves, continue our practice of faith, live a kami-centered life, and live a life of sincerity so that we too can help others and become a kami. さらに、初代教会長の命の限り、信心の道を使え祭りし、心を心として、ようよう聖を揃えて、 新人実践にそうしみ励ましめたまいて、食用の役立たしめたまいてまおす。Help us to recognize, acknowledge, and understand the irreverences that we have made in the past. We ask that you receive our apologies as we learn to reflect upon ourselves. Please help us to clear away the meguri through practicing our individual faiths. Please allow us to utilize the lessons from our mistakes and provide us the strength to bettering ourselves and move forward. Cleanse our bodies and minds through Toritsugi, for we receive your words and talk to you for everything, including anger, concerns, and pains in our hearts through the mediator. We also offer our prayers of apology as we keep forgetting about the sanctity of the sanctuary we are gifted by the late Mr. and Mrs. Spies, this Hiromae. We apologize that we forget its value and purpose. Please help us to once again light that flame in our hearts, so we will always remember the sacrifice Mr. and Mrs. Spies gave to the Konkō Church of San Diego. Kami-sama, please help us to keep unconditional love and compassion for all, especially with what has been occurring in our country and in the world. Please use us to make an impact, big or small, on our communities, cities, counties, and country. Sadly, the hate crimes and senseless attacks on innocent individuals due to their race, color of skin, sexual orientation, property, nationality, gender identity, ethnicity, etc. continues. Let this church continue to be filled with love and joy to help heal the hearts of those seeking to be saved. Fill the church, its ministers and members with laughter and harmony to help increase the joy in the lives and souls of those who encounter the San Diego church, its ministers and members. We also ask that those who participated in and its members. We ask that you take the reins and guide us to a new home and in rebuilding the San Diego church when you believe we are ready and worthy. We believe that physical borders will be crossed this year to share your heart and love with the people of Mexico. We refuse to be financially dependent on others, including Konkō headquarters, our parent church, the North American Diocese, the bank, and money. However, we openly receive their Toritsugi and prayers. As an Ohana, we will cling to you and trust in you to rebuild our church when you believe we are ready and truly deserving. Guide us in rebuilding the sanctuary that will be lavished in your virtue and grace, love and blessings, favor and spiritual nourishment. Yukawa Masao ya sensei on toritsugi no mikokoro wo warera shinpo shai tomo ni kokoro arata ni motome yuki makoto no kage o you ni arawasan negai motte Shoai o sensei 80年祭のみ祭りを心を結び麗しく力を叶えて迎えんと今月今日祈り祭る As this prayer comes to an end, we firmly commit to developing our relationship with you, taking opportunities to learn the teachings imparted by Konkō Daijin, Shijin-sama, and the Reverend Tsutane Konkō, to learn more about their lives and incorporate what we have learned into our daily faith lives. Finally, we pledge to perform goyo, services of love and appreciation, and give appreciation to not only you, but also to Kyoko Rosha of San Diego Konkō. As this prayer comes to an end, we pray that the blessings and favor of today's service is granted and received by all here today and those who could not be with us. Me ke aloha pume hana, mahalo anu e, our beloved Ikigami Konkō Daijin, henchi kane no kami. Now, please raise your heads. At this time, we'll ask Church Advisor Vivian Spees to please offer the tamakushi on behalf of the entire congregation. Please open your prayer books to page 8 for In Praise of Konkō Daijin. In Praise of Konkō Daijin. Ikigami Konkō Daijin sama. Ikigami Konkō Daijin sama. Reverently we invoke your name. You, our founder, practiced a true and diligent faith. You devoted yourself to Kami and were given blessings divine. Then a world opened before you, revealing the truth that Kami needs us as we need Kami. You accepted Kami's wish to give your life to mediation. Thus, the way of mediation of Ikigami Konkō Daijin was born. Countless numbers were saved. People's burdens were lifted, and Kami too was fulfilled. Divine will was thus revealed. Kami thanked and praised you, Konkō Daijin. Years passed and the world changed. Hardships came one after another, but you were steadfast in your faith and followed Kami without question. Finally, it was revealed, the name of Tenchi Kane no Kami. And Tenchi Kane no Kami said, I send Ikigami Konkō Daijin to bestow divine blessings and teach those who pray that Kami needs humanity as humanity needs Kami. With this great truth, Kami will flourish and prosperity be assured from generation to generation. You, our founder, served in mediation day and night, urging those who sought you to practice faith, receive blessings, and become one with Kami. You devoted yourself to fulfilling Kami's wish that everyone be saved and become a Kami. Kami praised you, Konkō Daijin, for saving Kami and humanity. You completed the 100 days devotion and left this physical world on the day Kami said would be Konkō Daijin Day. Humbly, we give thanks to you for the way of mediation that has been handed down from generation to generation. For your disciples and theirs in turn, the way has spread far and wide. We are given wondrous blessings and filled with endless divine favor. We reflect on your life with love and reverently praise your great virtue. Chido Haide, 4 sincere claps. Chido Haide, 4 sincere claps. Please open your prayer books to page 11 for prayer to the departed souls. Spirits of those who have gone before us, you were given the gift of life in this vast and endless universe. You discharge your duties faithfully, each according to your span of years. You will be remembered eternally, your lives retold from generation to generation, honored as the foundation of our society and the roots of our families. We revere you as the ancestral spirits of our homes, our own divine spirits. We beseech you, stand by us each and every one, receive the favor of Kami, and help us to fulfill our tasks as people without failing. Protect us, guide us, enrich us, that we may never lose the way of faith, that we hand it down to all generations, that we may live in peace and prosperity within our homes. Protect us, guide us, enrich us. Please bow your heads in prayer. 我幕も尊き、教祖金光大臣が生まれを育てくだされ。We honor and appreciate the parents who gave birth and raised the source of teachings, Konkō Daijin. 神取十平の御霊の神、神取下姫の御霊の神、川手久米次郎の御霊の神、岩手岩の御霊の神、神取家、川手家、西本家、赤沢家、あそこ御礼申し上げます。仰がれたももあなとうと、生きても神、死にても神と称えられたまいし、本校教大阪教会初代白神や広間道分けの御事の御霊の神、大教会長白神道置いや高根の君の御霊の神、本校教道広教会初代稲垣貞七三牛豊置牛の御霊の神、ありがとうございます。このご霊殿に御心は麗しく静まります。本校教サンフランシスコ教会三大教会長松井文雄牛の御霊の神、三大教会長夫人文雄松井文子姫の御霊の神、本校教玉水教会初代湯川安太郎三牛道照美柱牛の御霊の神、初代夫人湯川秀興たらし道照姫の御霊の神、二大教会長湯川茂牛の御霊の神、二大教会長夫人湯川文雄姫の御霊の神、三大教会長湯川康夫牛の御霊の神、三大教会長夫人湯川真理子姫の御霊の神、本校教銀座教会初代湯川誠一牛の御霊の神、初代夫人湯川山の神、二大教会長湯川信直牛の御霊の神、二大教会長夫人湯川千代姫の御霊の神、ありがとうございます。三年後の広き遠き身を思い持ちて、道の見光を天かがし、教えの徳を国かがし、関取事を務め、金光教三年後教会、初代教会長、湯川則和氏の御霊の神、湯川家、土井家、高橋家、Hand family, Dennis family, Petit's family, Buske family, Bivens family, 高尾家、八田家、渋谷家、牧野家、今岡家の先祖代々の御霊の神、ありがとうございます。秀島力松の御霊の神、秀島や宗司姫の御霊の神、秀島無名の御霊の神、春子姫の御霊の神、武田貞子姫の御霊の神、岩崎さ姫の御霊の神、岩佐道弘の牛の御霊の神、児玉正幸牛の御霊の神、児玉紀子恵姫の御霊の神、児玉京子ドロティ大当時の御霊の神、高橋春子マーガレ姫の御霊の神、奥野正一牛の御霊の神、石松梅子姫の御霊の神、清水幸喜孫、清水幸喜彦の御霊の神、大場愛子姫の御霊の神、大場正則牛の御霊の神、栄春子姫の御霊の神、栄和子姫の御霊の神、伊藤子姫の御霊の神、高田玉姫の御霊の神、高橋真子姫の御霊の神、吉高龍右衛門牛の御霊の神、牛尾広直牛の御霊の神、ありがとうございます。宮井家、スピースファミリー、木助、山本家、タレアファミリー、横須賀ファミリー、田代ファミリー、伊藤千尋の家の御霊の神、服部家、神林家、若林家、ミークファミリー、望月家、ドランファミリー、フィンリーファミリー、野添家、フランクファミリー、浅野家、ジュイレティファミリー、須藤家、井ノ口家、楠木家、長島家、デイビスファミリー、オブライアンファミリー、デラウェイファミリー、高見家、牧野家、園田家、メイファミリー、田中清信の家の御霊の神、田中義雄の家の御霊の神、宮本喜八の家の御霊の神、大本家、西尾家、坂東光弘の家の御霊の神、谷内小波の家の御霊の神、ラスタキスファミリー、河野家、飯森家、キャルフーンファミリー、藤本家、伊藤和子の家の御霊の神、森家、フェルチェルファミリー、クレミングスファミリー、ヘックファミリー、ホースマンファミリー、アイセックスファミリー、浜川家、モーリスファミリー、オーラーファミリー、サハラ家、坂田家、ズームワーファミリー、ブリドルスバーガーファミリー、エヴァンスファミリー、川崎家、ホリングスワーファミリー、瀬川家、浦田家、ブラウンファミリー、テプナッパファミリー、ジョーファミリー、松井家、松野家、ガアンファミリー、福田家、岡崎家、ロペスファミリー、ゴームスファミリー、ハンフェルファミリー、菅原家、横塚家、ロフレンファミリー、ルビオファミリー、ギルモアファミリー、高橋家、長川家、宮本家、岩下家、青野家、山城家、森里家、羽生家、森本家、小垣家、ビートルファミリー、ミードファミリー、アットンファミリー、ワン家の統治親よよのやてじゅからやからもろもろの御霊の神たちにつんで申し上げ立てまつります。ありがとうございます。サンディエゴ教会に関係あるもろもろの家の先祖代々の御霊の神、ゆえんわんもろもろの御霊の神につんで申し上げ立てまつります。On behalf of the Ujiko of the San Diego Church, North County San Diego Gathering, the Chula Vista Kosha, San Diego County, Estados Unidos Mexicanos, the states of Arizona, Colorado, Hawaii, Nevada, Oklahoma, and Texas, I offer the following prayer. This morning, we take the opportunity to remember and honor the following Mitama who passed away in the month of October. Konkō Tamamizu Kyokai Shodaigo Sombu, father of the founding minister of the Tamamizu Church, Yukawa Yasube no Mitama no Kami, Konkō Namba Kyokai Shodai Fujin, founding minister's wife of the Namba Church, Kondo Umeko Umashi Magokoro Tamatsuyu Hime no Mitama no Kami, Konkō Shuttle Kyokai Shodai Fujin, founding minister's wife of the Konkō Church of Seattle, Hideshima Yasoji Hime no Mitama no Kami, Konkō Sone Kyokai, Nidai Kyokai Cho, second head minister of the Sone Church, Katashima Kokichi no Mitama no Kami, Konkō Tenga Chaya Kyokai, Nidai Kyokai Cho Chonan, the eldest son of the second head minister of the Tenga Chaya Church, Shimizu Koki Magokoro Mitsu Norihiko no Mitama no Kami, Konkō Honolulu Kyokai Sandai Kyokai Cho Fujin, the third head minister's wife of the Honolulu Church, Yoshino Sugaku Otoji no Mitama no Kami, Konkō Shinmei Kyokai Yondai Kyokai Cho, the fourth head minister of the Shinmei Church, Tabayashi Nobuhiko Ushi no Mitama no Kami, Elizabeth Hill no Mitama no Kami, Miyamoto Ryu no Mitama no Kami, Annie Carrington Ting no Mitama no Kami. George Edward Zumwalt Sr. no Mitama no Kami. Hamakawa Morris Tamagiku Mary no Mitama no Kami. Richard Dick Spees Kabuto Ukina no Mitama no Kami. Shelley Ann Guira no Mitama no Kami. Josie Wrights Aiken no Mitama no Kami. Stacy Claire Takateru Norihime no Mitama no Kami. Roy Ayabe no Mitama no Kami. Rosemary Laughlin no Mitama no Kami. Dottie Miyamoto no Mitama no Kami. Together, the San Diego Ohana offer our hearts of appreciation to all of you for all you have done for each of us, society, and the world. We thank you for continuing to be in and a part of our lives. We offer a special prayer of appreciation to the following Mitama who are celebrating years. Eldest son of the second head minister of the Tengataya Church, Shimizu Koki Magokoro Mitsunori Hiko no Mitama no Kami, 30 years. Konkō Kyo Honolulu Kyokai Sandai Kyokai Chofujin, third head minister's wife of the Honolulu Church, Yoshino Sugaku Otoji no Mitama no Kami, 1 year. Konkō Kyo Shinmei Kyokai Yondai Kyokai Cho, fourth head minister of the Shinmei Church, Tabayashi Nobuhiko no Mitama no Kami, 30 days. George Edward Zumwalt Jr. Sr. no Mitama no Kami, 55 years. Roy Ayabe no Mitama no Kami, 1 year. Rosemary Laughlin no Mitama no Kami, 30 days. Dot Miyamoto no Mitama no Kami, 20 days. Arigatou gozaimasu. To all the Mitama called upon this morning, we thank you for your many years of watching over, guiding, and protecting us every single day. Thank you for embracing us with your warmth and love. We know that there are times you wonder about what we're doing. I'm sure you ask Kami-sama, are they for real? And even come close to spanking our bottoms. However, instead, you shower us with your love, patience, and protection. We ask that you please continue to embrace and spoil us with your love, understanding, and virtue. We implore you to help support us and to help us to never give up in regards to the challenges of life. Guide us to turn our hearts and to trust in Kami. Please guide your descendants to the church to learn more about our teachings of love and humanity. We pray for all Mitama to find peace and healing, and that you please return to Kami-sama's bosom of love, grace, virtue. Receive Ikigami Konkō Daijin's Toritsugi. Practice true faith with your descendants, and open your hearts to Kami's love, truth, true okage, and true virtue. We pray that all Mitama will walk together joyfully and in appreciation with their descendants in faith. As this prayer comes to an end, we ask that all Mitama honored this month, as well as the families of all Mitama called forth, that you please receive our hearts' prayers. Me ke aloha pume hana. Mahalo. Now, please raise your heads. Shiro tomoni haire. 4 sincere claps along with the head officiant. 床をましみちてるみ柱うしはいし page 3 of the supplemental book. はわれはおぐもしたわしきゆかわのうしはや。はわれはおぐもしたわしきゆかわのうしはや。あわれしのぶも懐かしきうましみちてるみはしらうしはや。わかのふらわの清き深きみ心持ちて神をいやまい道をととび、谷はへの広きと君思い持ちて、世は我み人を救いて、道の見光を天かがし教えの恵みを国かがし、人の世のもとつ道を極め尽くし、神と人と一つなることわりを、まさやかに教えまつぶさに示したまいし、大き高きみさおをとうとみ祭りいやび祭らくを、めぐしときこし橋とみそなわして、道の行く手をあまつ日のいやとに守り、教えの子らが行く末を、照る月のいやひろに恵みたまえとかしこみも申す。Please open your prayer books to page 36 for Sosen Sanji. よよのぼやは、我が悲願の神、我が神と心尽くして、いつきまつらんな心尽くして、いつきまつらんなとうと君親の神たちよ、海の子のために家の柱を沈め立てたまい初子のために世のなりわいよ、守り助けたまい隠りよの見えぬ境にましませども、右尽くしみの御心は映しよに変わらせたまわず先みたまのまさきくさきはえたまいくしみたまのくしびに恵みたまいて、志は薪の柱の動きなくなりは火は結ぶつなめのゆるびなく真心清らに励み努めしめたまいうからやから和らぎやいて日にけんに裏く楽しましめたまい、ついに移し世のことを得て、神の御門に参らん時には必ずしも迎え取りたまい、右尽くしみよこむらしめたまわんものと神の実り絶えなるをかしこみかたじけなみみ親の恵みのおぼろげならぬを嬉しみ喜び申すことをみ心も涼やかにひこしめしたまえと申す。花くしびのみ親の御霊、花くしびのみ親の御霊、花とうとのみ親の神、花とうとのみ親の神。一度吐いて 4 sincere claps. Chido Haide, 4 sincere claps. Senchobo Haishi, page 4 of the prayer book supplement. Tamada suki kakete inoranayo yo no oya. Oya no mi oya no kami no chihai yo. Tamada suki kakete inoranayo yo no oya. Oya no mi oya no kami no chihai yo. Chido Haide, 4 sincere claps. Chido Haide, 4 sincere claps. Reading of the divine message received, the divine directive received on November 15th, 1859. With the completion of the sacred staff, I will end your farming career. Please understand. When you're out farming, the person at home has to go out and call you whenever someone comes to give a request. And after you relay the request, you have to go back out again. You have to keep going in and out of the field. This gives you little time for farming, and the worshiper must also wait for you. Both you and the worshiper are being inconvenienced. You are to stop farming. When you were gravely ill at 42, the doctors gave up hope. Everyone worried about you. You prayed to the kamis and Buddhas and were blessed with complete recovery. Regard this event as your death. Dispel all desires and assist Tenchi Kane no Kami. Also, your wife should consider herself a widow. This is better than being a real widow, as she can still talk to you and discuss matters. She should take the children with her to do the farm work. There are many people like yourselves who have sincere faith in kamis, but still have many problems. Help these people by performing mediation. This will help kami and save people. People exist because of kami, and kami exists because of people. Thus, kami supports people as kami's children, and people support kami as their parent. There will be eternal prosperity through aiyo kakyo, mutual interdependency. Please open your prayer books to page 6 for the recitation of the Tenchi Kakitsuke. Ikigami Konkō Daijin Tenchi Kane no Kami Shin ni Negae. Ikigami Konkō Daijin Tenchi Kane no Kami Isshin ni Negae. Okage wa waga kokoro ni ari. Okage wa waga kokoro ni ari. 今月今日で頼め。今月今日で頼め。Pray sincerely with all your heart. Be one with Kami. Kami's blessings begin within, hearts grateful and caring, harmony and joy. Look to Kami always, now and forever. On this very day, pray. Oración de Tenchi Kakitsuke, page 5 of the prayer book supplement. A través de Ikigami Konkō Daijin, ora Tenchi Kane no Kami, con todo el corazón. A través de Ikigami Konkō Daijin, ora Tenchi Kane no Kami, con todo el corazón. La gracia depende del corazón de cada uno. La gracia depende del corazón de cada uno. Ore ahora en este momento. Ore ahora en este momento. 一度入れ for sincere claps. Good morning or good afternoon. I'm going to assume it's afternoon. And thank you again for joining us here at the Ikigami Konkō Daijin Grand Ceremony. First of all, I please know that Reverend Roya Sake did send in a video. Unfortunately, so just before I started, if you notice, I was looking at my iPhone. Unfortunately, it was, I guess the file is so big that it's still processing. Both he and I used like different technologies. When I did my sermon for the Seattle church, I used Zoom thinking Zoom would be much better, but Zoom was not much better. Oh well. However, and Sensei used something that was part of the Microsoft 365 package, and it was his first time using it. And so, unfortunately, when I checked, it was still processing. It was processing from 2 o'clock in the morning. I checked when I woke up. I checked before I left the house, and I checked just before the service. So, but even though his sermon is still processing within that, I don't know what you call the thing, the work program. Once it's completed, I will make sure that all of you have access to it. I will definitely post it up onto YouTube so that all of you will be able to see it. But you know what was interesting was the title of his sermon, and I don't know what definition or interpretation he took with it, but it was called "Why Kami?" And you could take this any to why Kami. Something could have happened. Why Kami? Or you might want to go, well, why Kami? Like why Kami-sama? I don't know what direction he was going in, but knowing that he's from the island of Maui, he does live in Wailuku, and they just went through this horrible idea with what went on in Lahaina. I cannot imagine him not asking Kami-sama why. The fact that his believers have one of the largest stores in Lahaina, and actually in different parts of Maui, they have a store, several of them. It was all burned down completely. His brother's home and his relatives' home were burned down completely. He ended up housing over 18 people at their church. They took in these people. His brother had no job because the shop that he worked at completely burned down. And he doesn't know about his employees are all the same. His brother's employees, the brother was the manager of the store. The employees' homes were burned down. There was no place of employment. I cannot imagine him not asking Kami-sama why. But at the same time, why not Kami-sama? Why not depend on Kami-sama? I don't know what his situation is, and I don't understand Kami-sama's grand master plan. I don't understand what happens in all of this. When it comes to things like war, I don't understand. It just upsets me that something like this has to occur in my lifetime. Reverend Takeuchi from the Chicago church once was asked by a believer, why does a war occur? And his response was, when people do not follow the heart of Kami, when they want to go against the heart of Kami, and then they act upon it with malice intent to hurt people, this is the start of war. When we go against the heart of Kami. But that doesn't answer everything, all the problems that go on in the world, does it? The Reverend Matsuko Katsura, the head minister of the Konkō Church of Kokura, reminds me of a story that happened in Hawaii. There was a believer of the Honolulu church. He was a dentist. And his practice was here. His home was just kind of a little bit of ways. And one night, He received a phone call saying there's a fire at your practice. And he goes there, the entire practice is burned down. Now, this particular believer always went to the early morning prayer service at 5 o'clock in the morning. He was always there. He was still there the next day after his practice burnt down completely. He sought mediation with Reverend Kodama, and Reverend Kodama said, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry you're going through that. I'm so sorry. It must be so rough, huh? And this believer said something, I don't know if I could ever say the same thing. I'll be honest, even though I'm a minister, I don't know if I could say the same thing that this believer said. He said, that's right. It is difficult. And even more, this is the reason why I must come to church. I must give appreciation to Kami-sama because I was allowed to have this practice. And even though it burned down, it's okay. I get to start anew. I get to start. And Kami-sama, I must give thanks to Kami-sama because my wife and my family are safe. This person took us in the completely different direction. Instead of being negative, he went to the full positive. And he rebuilt his practice. Again, why Kami-sama? You know, when Roy Ayabe, many of you may not know who Roy Ayabe is. He was one of the advisors to the head minister at the San Francisco church, someone I've known for quite a long time. When I heard of his passing, I asked Kami-sama, why Kami-sama? In fact, at his funeral, I was asked to speak, and I asked everyone, would you please indulge me? I have to talk to someone in this room. And I turned to Kami-sama and said, we have to have a conversation because I don't understand. I pointed to Kami-sama, we need to talk because I don't understand your grandmaster plan and why you would take someone so young, so early. When my best friend passed away, I asked Kami-sama, why? One of my dearest, dearest, dearest friends. But you know, I'm so lucky that she gets to watch over me. She's in my classroom. I was able to take 2 or 3 things from her classroom, and I put one in my classroom. I put one in my bedroom. I put one on my altar at home. That she gets to watch over me. She gets to tease me. She gets to laugh at me. And yet I still ask, why Kami? And yet I can also ask, why not Kami? Why not? Why not try Kami? You know, for myself, the healing of the heart, I know takes time. And for Reverend Yasutake, Reverend Roy Yasutake, I can only imagine what he's going through, having to see the scenes of that burnt town that he used to work in, that he used to play in, that he would guide people to, because he's a tour guide driver. He would tell people stories of Lahaina. The Jodo mission, the Lahaina Jodo mission, you know, was almost completely burnt down. Almost completely. There were only 2 places: the statue of the Buddha and the niches, where the niches are. Those are the only 2 places that weren't burnt down. The temple completely gone. And what's interesting is the head minister's wife there was formerly Konkō. She attended the Shiba church in Tokyo, and then she married this Buddhist minister, and then she was the wife of this Buddhist minister. Every time she goes back to Japan, she seeks mediation at the Shiba church, even though her husband is a Buddhist priest. You know, I was told that when she went back to Shiba, well, she contacted Shiba church and she said, you know, this is the situation, but my family is safe. We are okay. The temple is completely gone. The minister's residence is completely gone. We are okay. And she gave thanks to Kami-sama. But I wouldn't doubt that she asks herself, why Kami? And then we can ask again, why? Why not Kami? You know, I think that's the power of mediation. Mediation offers us that opportunity of reflection and healing, the melting of our meguri, being responsible for our actions. It gives us so much options. So I do look forward to when we'll be able to see Reverend Yasudake's sermon. And again, I apologize that it's still processing, but once it's done, I will make sure it's up. I will send an email out to all of you so that you will be able to watch his sermon. However, we do have one sermon that was completed yesterday as well. And I think our Japanese guest speaker, Reverend Mitsue Jiriledi herself, was playing with technology. And so she changed a few things, and something happened, and something else happened. And so, but we have her sermon. I have it ready for all of you to hear. So please, I ask that you please listen with your hearts. I ask you to please listen. And even though it's in Japanese, I think she speaks very kindly. She does speak in Pidgin English, where there's English and some Japanese. And I think she speaks very simply so that all of you will be able to understand. So without any further ado, I'm going to put Mitsue Sensei on. For those of you who don't know Mitsue Sensei, she is the head minister's wife at the Seattle church. She is originally from the Konkō Church of Oji, located in Nara Prefecture. And she's just a very hilarious. I love this woman to death. I could not love a woman ever to death even more. She's so awesome. So
たくさんあれこれお話しするトピックは